It's July 4th, 2023. I'm Laurel Francoeur, and today I'm honored to be with Jaqueline Frost, one of the first people ever to be diagnosed with an allergy to corn. She's been involved in a lifelong crusade to get corn to be disclosed in prescription medications, a battle that has brought her all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Attorney Ventura.
So what year were you born?
1932, I had a 15-year relationship with Dr. Randolph, who told me I had severe corn allergy and that I should not have taken the Premarin products from Wyeth Laboratory.
You were first prescribed Premarin. What year was that?
That was given to me in January 1971.
And what happened when you took that?
My whole life seemed to change. I felt very unwell. I developed headaches. I developed stomach problems and skin problems. I lost my fingernails, even to this date of 2023. But I lost my fingernails 3 months after I had taken the Premarin product from Wyeth Laboratories. And it had really ruined my marriage, because when I married my husband, I had long fingernails. I used to be a portrait model. I went to school at Eastern School of Photography after high school. And my husband was terribly upset when my fingers got disfigured and I lost my nails. That's what happened to me from Wyeth Laboratories, division of American Home Products Corporation. I wish I had never taken that medicine. And I wouldn't want this to happen to any other family again.
So what did you do when you first noticed you were having a reaction?
I reported that to my doctors, and I was told to continue taking my squash pill, they called it, because I had a surgical menopause and I needed to wait till my system adjusted. When I told them I was sick, they didn't believe me. My husband and I went from doctor to doctor to try to find out what to do, because I was sick, and it just didn't work out. One doctor said I could have had allergy. Another one said it could have been rheumatism. It could have been something else. But all the time I was sick.
So you've had a professional relationship with Dr. Theron Randolph, who was one of the pioneers in food allergy diagnosis and research. So how did you get to know Dr. Randolph?
The Senator Robert Buell, back around 1980, had referred me to talk to Dr. Randolph, and I did. And that's when Dr. Randolph received my medical records, and that's when he told me the symptoms I was suffering from, that it was all because I had the allergy to corn and also chemical sensitivities as well. And so I became his protege for 15 years, because I would be writing and explaining my situation, and Dr. Randolph told me to stay motivated what I was doing, and he had manuscripts checked into Johns Hopkins to see if anybody was doing the research on corn allergy. Dr. Randolph got back to me, said nobody was doing the research, and for me to continue my writing, to stay motivated, and to keep him informed. To this day, I have kept my promise. I did my own work. I now own my own research, my own company, which my own company's under copyright and a license.
At first you filed it in Massachusetts State Court, right?
Yes, that was in the early years in the local level. Back then, it had early briefs and things, but I explained so much more as I had learned more. In 1994, when I went to the First Circuit Court, and that was on May the 20th, and I included a lot of documentation.
So you filed it in the state court, and then you filed later in federal court against Wyeth. And that case, first you appealed to the First Circuit Court of Appeals in Massachusetts. So you wrote a brief for the First Circuit Court of Appeals, which I've read, right?
Yes.
And then after that, you wrote a handwritten notice of certiorari to the United States Supreme Court. Can you
Yes,
tell us about that?
I took everything that had happened that I could think of to make the story proper and delivered. So I took it in 2012.
And you actually were one of the only pro se litigants
Yes.
who got a docket number at the United States Supreme Court.
Yes, 125886.
Oh, you remember the docket number?
125886.
How has corn allergy affected your life?
I've had to be very careful what I eat, and I read the labels very diligently, and I'm trying to do my best. But unfortunately, it's widespread into many products under other names, like maltodextrin, dextrose, citric acid, all different names. And yet, I had to be sick from 1971, 1976, with no help, no understanding of the problem, not knowing what to do with it. So I kept writing, kept studying. It made me awfully sick. I will never forget it, never. The medical profession should look into it more and save the people years and time so they don't have to be so ill. Don't give them this and that. And so that would save many, many trips to a doctor or a hospital, or make the family suffer because they don't know what's wrong. They shouldn't do that. They should listen to people. I was told I was imagining I was sick. Oh, you're imagining now. You got to wait for your system to adjust. System to adjust? When you weren't used to living that way, doctor would tell you, you got to wait till your system adjusts. That's ridiculous.
And all the suffering could have been avoided if you knew what was present in the drugs that you were taking.
And I am 91.
And you're still fighting.
I still am. And there's a lot of situations involving under trade names for corn that people don't know. That's what's happening. And it's still out there. It's still out there. No, I feel I'm a United States citizen in good standing, and I work very hard. And when I think there could be more people than me that might have problems with allergy are not being addressed, and that wouldn't be right for me to stop. It's only just like anything else that's done for peanuts and wheat and soy or whatever. Corn should be going right along with the group because, as you see, wheat's still out there, corn is out there, soy is out there. They have to do something about that, and that needs a change. So if you do that, I'll be ever so grateful, and thank you many times over. God bless you.